The alarm in this car needs to come out to make way for the newer system. This system has ran its course. It's time for an upgrade. So I should be able to help you cover some of the things that you're going to expect to see, things that you might want to think about when you're going to do this for yourself, whether it to be just to get your alarm out or to do what I'm doing, to remove one and replace it with another, what to expect, what's in there, how to test, you know, just some good tips and tricks if you're interested in learning that kind of stuff. So first thing, of course, is to get rid of your sub dash or whatever panel exposes where your alarm system is at. In this car, that's it. Sometimes there's an extra panel down here below which might, in some vehicles, help you access more wiring easier. In this car, not so much, but actually it does help a little bit. So first thing that you want to do is you want to look in there. You want to find what's called the main module, the alarm brain, which is in this car looks something like this. So you look at this and say, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? It's not that big of a deal, Pete. It's really not, once you understand what all these things are. So the first thing I'm going to suggest you do is just relieve the stress on any harnesses that make it difficult for you to move around in here. Then it's never going to hurt anything if you just start unplugging the alarm harnesses, because the alarms are totally separate and isolated from the factory wiring, so you never have to worry about anything. The only thing that can cause any problems would be a start or disable relay. I'm going to go into good detail on this because I'm never going to leave you hanging like that. That would be wrong. So this guy right here is just a battery backup. Over here you have two plugs, actually three. This one here is for a radar sensor or a motion sensor, and there's also a door lock plug. I'm just going to pull those right out. Over here you got these plugs which go up to the antenna on the windshield. So I'm going to pull all those out. Over here, another plug for a car link, I think. Smartphone adapter, whatever. This is your main wiring harness for your alarm security system. Just give it a squeeze and pull on it. Back over here, you got some more sensors. So let's get those guys out. And here, the one with the fat ignition wires like this, or power harnesses, this here is your primary harness for the alarm's power. Constant, ignition 1, ignition 2, accessory, and starter output. It's typically what you find in these. It'll either be a 6 or an 8-pin harness. In this case, this one here is an 8-pin. So there's your main alarm system disconnected. And just to prove my point, if you're skeptical of one of those kinds, you'll see the car still starts. It's not like I took out the alarm and, everything goes to pits at that point. That's not how it works. Now, in here, you're also going to notice if you start following along some of this wiring, you're going to find some other stuff. Like in this car here, you have this box. This is pretty common in almost any system installation these days. This here is an iData Link model ADS ALCA, which is a CAN bus interface which handles door locks, dome light supervision, trunk release, factory security, immobilizer bypass, all kinds of stuff. This little box. So again, unplug it. Believe it or not, this box has more plugs than the other one does. Keep that together and keep looking. You got more stuff. This here is that car link interface I was telling you about, and you're just gonna have to start unraveling this little by little. Some basic tools for this kind of job is a wire cutter. You might want to have a power probe or a test light like this to verify if you're working on live wires or not. Actually, this, don't confuse. If you see something that doesn't come from here to somewhere else and you see something like this hanging around, don't just cut it. The reason why is because this here is the actual the microphone extension cable for the stereo in this car. keep going until you get it all cleaned out and put back to stock. Because once this is done, this car is going to look 100% stock, and the new system is going to go in here. But I would never advise you or anybody to put an alarm system on top of something like this, because this thing is serious. There's a lot of stuff going on here. The time that this installation was done, this was top of the line, state of the art, whatever you want to call it. Today, it's totally not. I mean, actually, believe it or not, the new system that's going in here looks like this. This is the harness which does all the functions that this does. So you can have this or this. This is the old stuff. Here's the new stuff, believe it or not. This one even has a T-harness. I mean, it's... talk about quick and easy. I can knock that thing out in about 20-30 minutes. This thing took 3-4 hours, and that's for me. So. This here is the wire I was talking about a second ago. This here goes to the starter kill disable relay right here. So you'll see what happens when the alarm isn't grounding the coil on this relay. It remains normally closed, but when the system is armed, it opens up the relay, which is the same as the actual relay itself being omitted, such as this, and the car will not start. So take extra care when you're working around these starter kill relays. What you need to do, in a nutshell, is just trace it back. The orange wire doesn't mean anything. That's just the wire that grounds the relay to open the coil. The red and the black wires, you need to take these, strip them back, either solder them back together or put a butt connector on there to make that connection secure again. And also pay attention that there's most likely, for a remote start such as this, that this wire is going to be attached to one side of that starter wire, which will further complicate it. So make sure you cut behind that and insulate it, of course, when you're all done as well. It's important.